G'day guys, welcome back to the Average Gamer Network. This is Jono. We are on Formula 1 2020, my team career. In the last episode, we did our setup, we named our team, we chose our livery, we chose our badge, we picked our sponsor. So in today's episode, we are off to Australia for round 1 of the 2020 Formula 1 Championship. So let's get into practice and get things going.
Morning, boss. Jeff here. Thanks again for bringing me on board. You've found a lot of talented people for this team. I can't wait to see what we can accomplish. Our journey to the Constructors' Championship starts here today, and the car is ready to head out whenever you are.
Let's take a listen as we fire up this Honda power unit for the first time. So moving on to practice 3 now, where I put down some pretty good times actually. Just doing the qualifying pace program here now, and it was actually the best time for me myself of the session. I think we came in at like P3 possibly, but the setup I'm using as well was not a bad setup. It actually felt really good. I haven't really played around with setups all that much, so I just decided to go onto a website and I Google searched them. I'm using other people's setups, but this is the first one I tried in the first practice session, and it felt really good straight up. The biggest problem I've got is just getting used to having no traction control at all. That's been a challenge throughout these practice sessions. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at it though. This is the first time I've raced and actually pushed myself without traction control, so hopefully I pick it up real quick and we're not in for too much trouble throughout the season. As we come down the pit straight now and cross the finish line with a 1:27.6. It's not a bad time, not a bad lap time.
It could still be worth running again.
I think the AI normally they run like high 26s, I think. But so yeah, that was the end of that session, and here we are. I am 5/10 off Valtteri Bottas. I'm only 1/10 behind Sebastian Vettel. So I mean, that's not bad for our first outing.
Today, let's have your take on it. You really went all out in practice today. Are you testing new components?
No, Claire. I'm testing worn out, old, crappy components. Of course I'm testing new components. It's a new car.
You scraped the walls a few times. Were you struggling for grip?
In a word, yes. No traction control. I don't know what else to say. That's honest answer right there.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Claire. Silly questions, Claire. 600 resource points between me and Antoine. Takes our total up to 1140. Halfway through level 1 with our team acclaim, but let's just get on with this and get straight into qualifying. Here's Q1. So here we go with Q1. This is our outlap, putting down our banker time now. Felt pretty good in this run. Don't think it was the cleanest, but no, definitely not, as we have a lock up at the turn 3 hairpin. Wasn't the cleanest run, but wasn't a bad overall time. I felt pretty good going around the track here. As we come around the double dogleg onto the back straight, kind of fast chicane onto the back straight. Around the penultimate corner here. Nearly lose the back end, onto the round the final corner, onto the pit straight. And we cross the line into the 1:26.7. Take a look at our teammate Antoine Hubert's time. He's currently sitting in 10th. So we'll put our banker time in of putting in the 7th place. We're going to put out one more quick lap before the end of the session. We've got 3 seconds to go. We've just started the lap and we've made a complete meal of it. Just got a little bit power hungry, I think, on the exit. Lost the back end and around we went. No damage done. We still qualify in 7th place with a 1:26.787. Our teammate, he didn't quite make it in. He was around 3/10 off Daniel Ricciardo's time. But let's go to Q2. Right, Q2 now. We've just done our best lap in the session so far with 1:27.4. We're about 7/10 slower than our time in Q1, but we'll keep pushing. We're up through the first corner there. We'll lose the back end a little bit coming out of the exit there. Coming around to the back end of the course. We're 5/10 up. Looking good. Looking good. We lost a bit of time through that middle sector there. We were up. Oh, we've lost it again.
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
We have lost the back end so many times this weekend. Into the wall. Got a bit greedy. Too much power off the curb. I think we might have even clipped the grass actually. So, but couldn't get the power down. And we retire from Q2. We finished down in P14. I hope that's not a sign to come for the race. Let's get into it.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to Melbourne for the opening race of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to the Australian Grand Prix. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. Its combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners make it a tricky track when it comes to overtakes. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. Can Mercedes start with victory in their bid to win a 7th consecutive Constructors' title? Could Ferrari or Red Bull establish an advantage early on? And with 22 cars on the grid, how quickly can the new team find their footing? Well, it's great to be back, Anthony Davidson. We've got a lot to talk about this year.
That's right, Crofty. It felt like a long winter, but it's good to finally be back. I have to think the usual suspects will battle it out at the front, but there are always going to be some teething problems early on in the season, so whoever can keep on top of their issues will have the advantage today.
As I mentioned earlier, we're up to 11 teams this season, with a new entry run by, well, of all things, an owner-driver. That's something we haven't seen in this sport since Hector Raback over 4 decades ago. So how are they looking so far?
It's hard to imagine how a small operation like that could survive in the ruthless world of Formula 1, and yet here they are, first ever race looking surprisingly strong. But there are no points for qualifying. Let's see how they fare in the Grand Prix proper.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Vettel, Charles Leclerc and Albon, Sainz, Ricciardo, Perez and Lance Stroll, Ocon, Norris, Kimi Raikkonen, Johnson, Kvyat, Giovinazzi, Kevin Magnussen and Antoine Hubert, Gasly, Grosjean, Russell and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Thanks, Jeff. great advice as always. Going into the strategy, we've personalised it from our practice programs, and we're going on the soft compound tyre for 11 laps, onto the mediums for 10. This was the start of my formation lap. Yeah. So, anyway, let's hope the race is better. 5 red lights. And we're off for the Melbourne Grand Prix. Bogged down a little bit, get a little bit of wheel spin, and almost slide off the track there. Recover it nicely, but coming up the inside of turn 1 here, and we're getting shunted from everywhere. What is going on back there? I'm almost spun. There's our teammate. He's been involved. There goes Russell past us. What was that? What was that? That was absolutely hectic. We'll go back and we'll have a look at the replay once we settle in here. We're settling in behind our teammate a little. Here's the replay on board with one of the Haas entries here. He gets squeezed off the track in amongst all of that. What are we looking at? We've got wide angle shot. I hit the curb a little bit. Maybe it was my fault. I pushed up on the curb there a little bit, and yeah, I think we were 4 wide. 4 wide into turn 1. That is absolutely crazy. The Toro Rosso cleans up. No, Alpha Tauri, sorry, cleans up our teammate on the exit. On board with Antoine here. He gets through relatively unscathed, surprisingly. Looking rear with me, and it's an Alpha that sort of shunts me a little bit. Our wheels kind of lock together, and we just go in together kind of thing. Yeah, but so we're back live now, I think. Making a pass on Antoine there. Exceeded the track limits to avoid contact. And we're through cleanly. He tucks in nicely behind us. Oh, it looks like he's coming back at us. He's on the inside there. No, he's settling. Just calm down. Calm down, Antoine. That first corner chicane was absolute madness. 4 wide. Can't believe that. Here we come down the back curved straight into the fast chicane. Onto the back DRS straight now. Seemed really settling in nicely. We seem to be catching up to Russell a little bit. I wonder if he got some damage out of that incident. We're catching him quite rapidly. We've gone green in the first 2 sectors here. Now the final corner. See if we can get a run on Russell. Rich mode, overtake on. Look at that speed boost. Oh my god, look at that speed boost. Nicely down the inside. That overtake button is... It almost seems overpowered. But I'll take it. Up to P15. Run a little bit wide there on the hairpin. Nearly lose the rear again. I wonder if I don't have enough downforce over the rear wheels, perhaps. I'm at a loss as to why I keep losing the back end at random intervals around corners. I don't know if it's a power issue from my right foot or if it's downforce, but I think that the downforce seemed pretty good. Like when I was going well, it was going really well. Gotta be real careful on the exit of that corner. You don't run up on that curb too much. Here we go, coming around past Giovinazzi now. Down the inside, just like Russell lap prior. P14 now. We're through cleanly. And now we've spun. Literally 2 corners after we've... 3 corners maybe after we get around Giovinazzi. We have a spin and end back the position on the silver platter. Back down to P20. We've only got Gasly. He's 12 seconds behind us. Going in for a pit stop. Going to get a fresh set of mediums. Coming in 2 laps early. We're supposed to pit on lap 11. But I think the option that it had beforehand, before I changed it, was lap 10 anyway. So it's a lap, maybe 2 laps earlier than what we're going to come in.
Go now.
2.1 second pit stop, but I muffed up the exit.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Seem to be gaining on Giovinazzi again. Going for a lunge up the inside. Doesn't quite work out.
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage.
And we have wing damage as a result. Run
Blue
wide.
flag.
And now we're getting lapped. We've let Gasly past at some point. And we've lost it again.
Blue flag.
So that's what I was saying like earlier in the race. Just, you've got to be careful with that exit. So easy to lose the rear on there.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
Pit stop coming up again. And we're in. Going back onto the soft compound tyres. See if we can salvage something from this race. From the last 7 laps. Serving our penalties.
Exit now.
13.5 second pit stop. This really hasn't been the day for Johnson Racing at all. We'll press on. We found some pace again, coming around the final corner onto the pit straight. And we come through with a 129.2, our best so far. And we lose it again. And that's race done.
That was a heck of an impact. Let me know you're okay.
Those tyres were shredded from the first spin.
A great race then, and a fantastic victory here at Albert Park.
Alright. Mercedes go on to win.
Talk to me, Ant. What was
Lewis
it that
Hamilton
set them apart
takes it
from
out.
the competition today?
Well, I honestly
Takes out
feel
the
it was
round.
down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
Maximum points for Mercedes. Hamilton first. Vettel in second place, and Bottas coming across in third. Our teammate did surprisingly well. Finished in 12th position. Teammate finishing down in 12th. That's good effort. Well done to you, Anthony. For us, we were
What a great day out there today. Let's talk about what happened. It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
Nope, not at all. That first corner was absolute madness. No one wanted to back off.
Why do you think you weren't as quick as your teammate today?
More than likely because the wheels literally fell off the car.
Appreciate your time.
Of course you do, Claire. Thank you. On to our team acclaim now. We've leveled up to level 2 in team acclaim. Halfway through level 1 for us as a driver. So that means next episode we'll be putting on a new secondary sponsor. Only get 50k, but brings our total up to 944k. Hopefully by the end of the week, before the race, we can upgrade some of our facilities and get a little bit better. Work on some resources as well, some R&D. But that's where I'm going to leave this video for today, guys. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. We're going to Bahrain.